Hi guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com, and in this week's ukulele lesson, Matt's going to be teaching you how to play Dream a Little Dream of Me. So this is actually one of my favorite tunes because it has two beautiful melodies. So let's talk about that really quick. So this song follows what we typically see in a jazz format in that it's 32 bars in length, and it has two melodies, an A melody and a B melody. So the format will go A, A, B, A, and each A and B melody is 8 bars in length. So if you have A, B, A, that's 4 times by 8 equals 32 bars in length. So that's the format in a nutshell. Now this song is going to be a perfect challenge for the beginner player. And one of the areas that it's going to really help you out on is bar chords. So getting proper form and developing finger strength, those are two key areas with bar chords. So if you're new to bar chords, you want to make sure that you have those two fundamentals down. So that's getting enough strength so that each note rings out, and having proper left hand form, not only in front of the neck, but also behind the neck. Then check out this lesson before you get started, which is all about proper left hand form. So this song has a lot of bar chords, and it's going to be a great practice for developing that area of your playing. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the lesson. So in this lesson, you're going to be learning the entire thing. So Matt's going to show you everything. But if you'd like to get the tabs to print off and follow along with, that's going to be available at rockclass101.com. So you can click this link right here, or just go to the site and do a search for Dream a Little Dream of Me. And now on that page, you'll also be able to access the on-screen tab viewer. So this is a really cool feature where you can hit play, watch the tab scroll across in real time. You can highlight bars to loop sections, slow it down to any speed you wish. Just a really great asset in learning this song that much easier. All right guys, so enough with me. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Matt to teach you how to play this song, and I'll see you at the end of the video.
Today we're going to learn a solo arrangement of Dream a Little Dream of Me. Let's go ahead and dive right in. To start here, we're going to play a G chord, but we're going to play it in a little bit different of a way. We're going to take our index finger and bar across the second fret of the C, E, and A strings, and then add our middle finger here to the third fret of the E string. Now, even though we're barring all the way across all three of these strings, we really only need it to play on the 2 of the C to start here. So if your bar isn't super complete, it's okay. We're going to strum our G, C, and E strings together with our thumb. And when I come through with the thumb like this, you'll notice that I actually hit the A string and stop my finger there. That can help give me the accuracy I need to do it quick enough without having to try to come off. We're then going to play 2 on the E, so we just take our middle finger off and that bar should be playing that note. Place the 3 back on, take it off again. Then take our ring finger on our fretting hand, place it on 4 of the C. So that measure sounds like this. Now from here, that bar with our index finger, we're going to take and we're going to just move up 1 fret so that we're now across the 3rd fret of the C, E, and A. We're going to strum our G, C, and E strings all together. And then we're going to take this index finger and we're going to move it down 1 and up 1, meaning we're going to move down 1 fret and up 1 string so that we're now barred across the G, C, and E strings. And we're going to strum through there, G, C, and E all on 2. Now it's okay to take your middle finger here and bar it across as well, just to give a little bit extra pressure because sometimes that bar can be tricky. Again, make sure that you're really close to the fret wire and that will help. If you're coming back like this or in the middle, it can be harder to get a clear tone. So being right up against that fret wire can help immensely. And so that measure sounds something like this. Now going to measure 3, we actually repeat what we played on measure 1, except for the very end. So we go back to the bar across 2 on the C, E, and A with the index, and our middle finger here on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then we're going to take off the middle finger for the 2 on the E, place it back on for the 3, take it off for the 2, and then we're going to take the bar off completely for the open E string. So this measure sounds like this. And now here at measure 4, we're going to play an E7. So take your index finger, place it here on the first fret of the G string, middle finger here on the second fret of the C, and ring finger here on the second fret of the A string. And we're going to up strum. We can use our index finger or our thumb. And as we come up, we want to make sure that we're hitting the G string most prominently because that's our melody note. So using the index finger, it sounds like this. Using the thumb, it sounds like this. And after we come up like that, we're then going to return to using our thumb, play the 2 on the A, and then using our thumb, play the 1 on the G, which you'll notice both of those are already built in. And now we're going to take our middle and our ring fingers off. Take our index finger and twist it so it's straight up and down, and move it downward so that it's barred now across the first fret of the C, E, and A strings. And we're going to play it, the open G, 1 on the C, 1 on the E, stopping on the A. And then open on the E string. So that measure looks and sounds like this. Now, the whole first 4 bars should sound something like this together. Moving on to bar 5, we're going to start with the hardest chord of the whole song. Not really, it's all open. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros. Strum all the way through with the thumb. Then we're going to play the open G string, open A, open G, and then open E. So that whole measure, very simple, is just... Now starting here on measure 6, we're going to take our middle and our ring fingers here. We're going to place them on the 3rd fret of the C and the E strings. So middle finger here on 3C, ring finger here on 3 on the E string. And we're going to take our thumb and we're going to strum through our C, E, and E strings all together, C, E, and A strings. Then 3 on the E, 3 on the C. Then we're going to strum our G, C, and E strings with our thumb. So that measure sounds like this. Going into measure 7, we're going to take this middle finger, move it down to 2 on the C, and we're going to play that, and open on the E. Then we're going to take our ring finger and play 3 on the E, and open on the A. Then we're going to play 0, 1, 0, 2. So we take our index finger, place it here on the 1st fret of the C string, take our ring finger, place it here on the 2nd fret of the A. It's very important to use the ring finger here because what we're going to do is slide that ring finger up to play 7 on the A. So that measure sounds like this. And as we go into the next measure, you'll notice that we're going to be able to stack our index finger to bar all the way across 5, and we can add our middle finger here on 6 of the C, so we have 5, 6, 5, 5. And that's the whole measure, is just that one chord ringing. So now measures 5 through 8 should sound something like this. So now at this point it actually repeats, and we're going to go back to the beginning so that you can hear it. Here's bars 1 through 8, taking it to that first repeat. Now at this point we go all the way back to the beginning and we play measure 1 again. And we go through just the same way it's written. Go into measure 3, same exact way. into measure 5. But now instead of going into measure 7 here, we jump ahead to measure 9. And starting at measure 9 here, we're going to play 2 on the C, 0 on the E, 3 on the E, using our ring finger, same way that we were playing before, open on the A, and then this is a little new, we're going to play an E flat chord. The way we do this is take our index finger, place it on the first fret of the A string, cross the middle finger up and over to 3 on the C, and then take the ring finger and stack it underneath on 3 of the E string. So we have 3 on the C with our middle finger, 3 on the E with our ring finger, and 1 on the A with our index. It's very important as you're doing this to have the hands slanted. Notice how I'm not straight up and down, but my fingers are sort of pointed towards my right shoulder. This can help you get the angle that's needed to play this chord. I'm going to strum through all 4 strings. And then leaving my ring finger where it is, but taking off the other 2 strings, I'm going to move it down 1 fret to fret 2 on the E and add my middle finger here on 2 of the G. I'm going to strum through all 4 strings. And that measure sounds like this. And then measure 10 here, all that we're going to do is take this ring finger and move it up 1 fret to 3 on the E and add our middle finger here on 2 of the C. And we're going to strum just our G, C, and E strings and stop. All right. So with that, we now have 1 through 8 being the first repeat, and then 1 through 6 followed by measures 9 and 10 being the second repeat. So here's what it sounds like for the second repeat. So we start off at measure 1. Now we jump to measure 9. Now from here we go into the B section of the song. So we're going to start on measure 11, and we're going to be playing all the way across 3 with our index finger, so bar all the way across, and then our pinky here on 6 of the A. So we have 3, 3, 3, 6. We're going to strum through all 4 strings. Then we're going to play 3 on the A, so all that we do is take off our pinky. Then we're going to play 6 on the A, so put our pinky back. Then 3 on the A again, so take our pinky off. Really important to have a good bar as you're playing this, so I like to take my middle finger and stack it over the top of the index just to give it a little bit more pressure. So measure 11 sounds like. Then I go to measure 12. I'm going to take this bar, I'm going to move it down to 1 and make it so it's only over the E and the A string. So index finger on 1 E as well as 1 A barred. Take the middle finger and place it here on 2 of the C, leaving the G string open. I'm going to strum through all 4 strings with my thumb. Then open G, 1 on the A, which you notice is all in this chord. Then I'm going to take off the middle finger to play 0 C, and then reapply the middle finger for 2 C. So measure 12 sounds like. And then we go to measure 13. Bar all the way across 3 with the index finger there. Add the pinky here on 6 of the A. Then 3, 6, 3, taking on and off the pinky, just like what we did before. So that measure is. And then we're going to go back down to that same chord we played just a moment ago. Index finger on 1 of the E and the A strings. Middle finger here on 2 of the C. Strum through 0 G, 2 C, and 1 on the E and the A. And that's the whole measure there. So those 2 measures together are. You'll notice at this point, there's a repeat. So we actually go back and play it again. But let's go ahead and play through 11, 12, 13, and 14. They should sound something like this. Now at this point we repeat, so we go back to 11, 12, and then instead of going to measure 13, we now jump ahead to measure 15. Measure 15, we start with that same bar across 3, pinky here on 6 of the A, strum all the way through. Then we play 3 on the G, take off the pinky, play 3 on the A. And that's all of measure 15, which should sound like. And then for measure 16, we're going to take this index finger, slide it up across 5, add the middle finger here on 6 of the C. So barred all the way across with the index, middle finger here on C, 6 on the C. So 15 and 16 sound like. And that completes the B section. So here's the whole B section, including that repeat, going from measures 11 through 16. Make the repeat. Skip to 15. Now as we go into measure 17 here, it's actually going to be the same as the start of the song. Exactly identical. So measure 17 is the same as measure 1. Then as we go to 18, exactly the same as measure 2. Go to 19. That's exactly the same as 3. Then we go 20. Exactly the same as 4. So when we're looking at this and we're playing through it, knowing that measures 17, 18, 19, and 20 are exactly identical can really help. And they sound something like this. As we go into 21, it'll actually be the same as 5. And 22, exactly the same as 6. But then 23 is the end of the song. And at 23, we're going to play 2 on the C with our middle finger, open E, 3 on the E with our ring finger, open A. Then we're going to play that E flat chord where we take our index, place it on 1 of the A string, cross the middle finger up here to 3 on the C, and stack the 3 on the E string with our ring finger underneath. We're going to slide it down just like we did earlier in the song so that the ring finger goes down to 2 on the E, middle finger here on 2 of the G, and then back up to the G chord. So you'll notice that measures 23 and 24 are actually exactly the same as measures 9 and 10. So what that means is measures 17 through 24 are exactly the same as the second run through of the A section. And they should sound something like this. So this is 17 to the end. And there you have it. That's Dream a Little Dream of Me. This song's really fun because you can play it at a faster pace or a slower pace. I personally like it when it drags just a little bit, but I know that others love it when it goes at a more upbeat tempo, and that's one of the things that makes it such a fun song to play. So try it at different speeds to see what you like the best, and feel free to repeat sections in different ways. Even though this has a very fixed form to it in the way that it's presented, you can repeat the B section in other ways. You can go A, B, A, you can do whatever you'd like. So have some fun with it. I'll see you guys next time for another lesson.
All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed learning this tune. Again, a super fun one to play because it has 2 awesome melodies and a great practice for working on bar chord technique. So guys, again, if you'd like to get the tabs for your printing out and keeping for your records, you can click this link right here or go to the site rockclass101.com and do a search for Dream a Little Dream of Me. Don't forget that on-screen tab viewer is also on that page too. So that was that interactive tab player where you can highlight bars, loop sections, slow it down, all the cool stuff that makes learning this song that much easier. So again, I hope you enjoyed learning this tune, and myself or Matt, we'll see you in the next lesson. Take care.